What's going on, everybody? So, I know I said I stopped making videos, but tonight I can't sleep. A story popped into my head, so I'm gonna fucking talk about it. I hope you guys enjoy. And I know for a fact the people watching this video right now will take something from this. You guys will absolutely 100% take some wisdom and knowledge from this. So, I'm gonna talk about why muscles don't win fights. When I was around 15, 16 years old, I lived in a little town in the Appalachian Mountains in Virginia. Front Royal, Virginia. It's a shitty little town in Virginia. I lived there for a long time. That's kind of where I grew up. And I had a best friend at the time. His name was Mike. I'm not gonna say his last name out of respect. But my buddy Mike was the first person I ever smoked weed with. First person I ever got high with. He was the first person I ever got drunk with. And he was my best friend for quite a while. We don't really talk anymore, but if you're watching, Mike, I respect you, man. So let's talk about why muscles don't win fights. So at the time I was probably like, I was 15 years old. This was 15 years ago. I'm 30 years old now. And my buddy Mike was very muscular. Even at 15, he was very muscular. All the kids in school, Warren County Junior High School in Front Royal, Virginia, he was known for being one of the strongest kids, one of the most feared guys, simply because of how muscular he was. You know, he was one of those guys where you could see every muscle in his body. He was ripped like a pro athlete. And he was my best buddy. And he would arm wrestle people. He would always beat everybody in arm wrestling. He could always lift the most weight. He could bench press the most. He could run the fastest. He was the strongest looking guy, toughest looking guy, and he was my best buddy, Mike. I'm not gonna say his last name out of respect. And at the time, I was very chubby. I was kind of, I carried a lot of body fat simply because at the time I was taking a lot of medication. I was taking a lot of antipsychotics, mood stabilizers, antidepressants at the time. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder 1, type 2, mood disorders. So I was taking a lot of medication that made me put on weight. So I carried a lot of body fat. And at this point in my life, I had been in one fist fight. I had beat up a bully. His name was Tom. I beat him up. So I finally realized that I could defend myself against a bully. Anyways, long story short, we a mutual friend of ours named Casey was having a birthday party, and this boy is now transgender, believe it or not. Anyways, this person had a birthday party, and for his, in the past, his birthday party, he wanted to have boxing matches, backyard boxing going on. And a couple weeks before this birthday party, my friend Mike and I, we were going to box each other. We were going to put on boxing gloves, backyard brawl each other. And we both agreed to it. And a couple weeks leading up to this boxing match between my best friend and I didn't want to do it because he was my best friend. I didn't want to hit my best friend. I didn't want my best friend to hit me. And I'll be honest, at the time, I was intimidated to fight my best friend, not only because he was my best friend, but because he was also noticeably more muscular, stronger than me, faster than me, more intimidating looking. And at the time, I had never fought somebody that was, bigger, stronger, more muscular than me, and I was intimidated. I didn't say that to him, but that was the main reason why. And also, he was my best friend. We hung out every day. And so the day comes, right? And We go to this guy's house who's now living as a woman. And we go to the backyard. A couple other kids have a boxing match, whatever. And it was actually structured as an elimination tournament. So I had to box two kids before him. One kid named Patrick, I beat him because he was smaller or whatever. I beat him. I beat some other kid. I don't even remember his name. I just dropped him a couple times, whatever. But then the time came where I had to fight my best friend, who was the biggest, most alpha male looking dude, because he was muscular as fuck. I mean, like he had muscles that in his arms and chest and shoulders that, I mean, only like pro athletes had. Like, this guy was, my best friend was, he was a scary looking dude. Like, he was very muscular. And I was intimidated. I mean, I'll be honest, at the time I was a boy. Anyways, so we square up, we put on our gloves, my heart's beating. And there was this kid, just a side note, there was this kid named Doug. And he was kind of this fat, chubby, like, video game playing, Cheeto eating, beating off, busted nuts on his fucking leg, having motherfucker. And he was holding a paintball gun. He had a paintball gun pointed at all the, fighters, whatever, like quote unquote fighters. If we got out of hand and broke the rules and started like going to the ground and whatever, started like brawling, then he would shoot us with a paintball gun, which I thought was kind of weird. But anyways, my buddy Mike and I, we started dancing around, and my heart was pumping. He was my best friend, bigger, stronger, and he was an intimidating looking guy for real. And we started dancing around, we got our gloves on, and I just see these openings. Like, I just had this natural ability to like punch people in their face. And that's something that's kind of stuck with me until now, and probably always will. But he started throwing shots at me, started throwing punches, and I would just kind of like move out of the way. And I was like, kind of fat. I was heavier than him, kind of chubby, pudgy kind of guy. And I would just tag him. I ended up dropping him. I threw a right hand, dropped him. He got up, and I saw the look in his eyes when I first dropped him, like he couldn't believe it. Because he, being the more, muscular looking, more intimidating looking dude, like physically more intimidating looking guy, he couldn't believe that I put him on his ass. And I saw the look in his face, like this embarrassment. Like, he couldn't believe that he got dropped in front of all these people who knew him, all in this town of Front Royal, Virginia. And he got back up, okay. And I started dancing around, and I started kind of fainting a little bit. Like, if you guys don't know what a feint is, it's basically like you kind of fake a punch to get him to react. And dude, I had no fighting knowledge or experience at all. Like, I'm not making this video to come off like a badass. I'm not. That's not my intention. I'm doing this, I'm telling a story to show other people that muscles don't win fights. Like, a dude who's well built and jacked, like, that doesn't mean that they can beat you up. I dropped him again. He fell on his ass. He lay there for a second. He got back up with this look of like total disbelief in his face. Pardon me. Total disbelief in his face. Dropped him twice. And got back up, started dancing again. He didn't land a shot. He was throwing punches, and I dropped him again for a third time. He couldn't believe it. Even I was shocked. I was like, holy shit. Like, first of all, I'm hitting my best friend. Like, we hang out on a daily basis. We've shared the most intimate stories with each other. We got high with each other for the first time. We got drunk with each other for the first time. We used to watch his dad's porn when he wasn't in the house for the you know what I mean? Like, we're the most best friends of all time. And I dropped him again for the third time. So the fight was stopped. This is quote unquote stopped, right? And from then on there, I just kind of realized, like, oh my God, like, I have no fighting experience. I'm kind of fat. At the time I was fat. And I just showed up this dude who was one of the most feared people in the whole area, at least in our age group, simply because of his physique and his looks. Long story short, we didn't talk for a little bit, and we never really talked about it after that. We never really brought it up. Like, I never brought it up after that. We continued to hang out for a while after that, and we never really talked about it for obvious reasons, because there was like that male pride, that kind of shame, like, I get it. And I probably would have been the same had it been me in his position. Anyways, we continued to kind of be buddies, but we eventually got caught smoking weed, whatever, and we had this falling out because his sister snitched on us to his dad for smoking weed, watching his dad's porn. We even played with his dad had a penis pump. We used to sneak in his dad's room and watch his porn. And his dad had a thing for Asian porn, whatever, like Asian chicks sucking off dudes, whatever. And he had a penis pump. Like, we would play with his penis pump, not together, relax, not together. But we, by the way, a penis pump, for any guys that have never used a penis pump makes your dick longer but thinner. Not exactly a good look, and it doesn't stay for more than a couple minutes, but it was a good experience for me simply because that whole time leading up to it, I always figured a dude who was more muscular and well built, you know what I'm saying, like a dude who can lift the most weight in the bench press the most weight, run the fastest, hit the like tackle the hardest, because we played football, or American football for any non-Americans, which I'm sure there's quite a bit of you watching non-American football, or non-Americans. American football is a very physical sport. He would tackle the hardest. He was the most physically intimidating dude, and I dropped him with ease in a boxing match, and I realized that muscles don't win fights. So I guess I just felt the need to make this video because, first of all, as you all know, I love making videos. I like telling stories about my life. I like telling stories not to make myself look better, but to inspire other people who might have these insecurities or issues. Like, guys, muscles don't win fights. Like, if you watch kickboxing, like professional kickboxing, like Glory fight, like Glory, or if you watch MMA, like in Bellator, 1FC, UFC, obviously, a lot of times the most muscular dude doesn't win. You know what wins fights is skill, your mindset. Like Conor McGregor has said, and this is totally true. Timing beats speed. Precision beats power. I'm gonna say that one more time. Timing beats speed. Precision beats power. So if anyone's out there watching this video right now, and you guys, you feel insecure because maybe you're not the most well-built guy, you're not the most muscular guy, and I'm not the most muscular guy. Obviously now, like, I kind of work, like I work out every day. I'm in good shape now, but sometimes, even to this day, like, it's a natural instinct. Like, when I see a dude and he's like big and muscular, he's got veins popping out of his arms, got big chest and big back. Like, you have this thought in your head, like, damn, like, shit, that dude's like, they better not fuck with that guy. But then I kind of go back to that story, or I go back to I go back to that story I just told you guys, and I'm thinking, I kind of embarrassed and put a dude on his ass who was intimidating, physically strong, and people kind of feared him in my area. And I kind of embarrassed him in front of everybody in a boxing match. And he was my best friend too. Like, I didn't want to hit him, but I still beat him up. Why is that? Muscles don't win fights. Skills beat fights. Mindset beats fights. Timing, beats speed, and precision beats power. And that showed. So, anyways, guys, look, I just thought I'd tell you that. Like, I know I made a video a few days ago talking about how I was going to stop, but I don't know, man. I think it was maybe just what was going on in my head at the time, and I want to keep making videos because I think I'm good at it, and I think a lot of people do resonate with what I say. And I think, you know, if I can help a few people, even if it's just a few, like 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever, if I can help a few people out there change for the better, change their mindset for the better, gain more confidence, whether it be traveling, defending themselves, making more money, asking that girl out or that guy out, depending on what you're into, what I'm saying, whatever. With anything, then I think I'd be doing a great disservice to humanity if I don't put out these positive messages. Muscles don't win fights, all right? Your mind wins fights, and obviously skills and everything. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed what I said. I hope you guys take something from that. I hope anybody out there that is watching right now that isn't quite as physically doesn't quite have that physical presence that you might want or think you need. That doesn't mean that you're gonna be quote unquote a beta male or quote unquote less than or incapable of defending yourself against a guy who's more muscular and alpha quote unquote. So anyways, y'all, if you guys have any questions, whatever, any video topics, man, email me, guys. nojokestriking@gmail.com, bitches. All right, Instagram @BraytonHoward, guys. All my social media contact, my email shit will be in the description box below, the comment section below. All right. I'm gonna pump out videos as I please. I might not do them every day. I'll do them every week or whatever. But I'm not done completely. I'm just gonna probably slow down unless I got something to say for real. So, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Believe in yourself, man. Peace.